Hey there! Welcome back to Growing Yourself Through Plant Guidance. It's me, Tigirila Gardenia, your nature-inspired leadership mentor. Okay, so today is the day. Today is the day that you decide if you really want to take your reconnection with the plant kingdom to a whole new level. You've been through the free training. You understand why it's important to tap into plant wisdom and how to start a two-way connection, a two-way conversation with plants. So you're probably wondering, how does the full Reconnect with the Plant Kingdom program work? How does it go above and beyond everything that you've already learned? So over the last 3 videos, you've learned why a two-way conversation with plants is so important in order for you to flourish. You've even started to communicate with them with an easy to do exercise, which, by the way, how did that go? Did you enjoy connecting with them using your senses? Remember to leave me a comment or to send me an email. I really, really want to know how that went. I've also talked about what steps the plant kingdom wants you to take right now, given everything that's happening. But this is, believe it or not, just a taster. Just a taster, yep. Something to get you started. If you really want to reach a whole new level, I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you how to do it in 7 live masterclasses dedicated with questions and answers and time for us to explore new concepts, with 7 super fun plant reconnection exercises, with daily prompts to shift you into a new level of consciousness with the plant kingdom so you really can converse tete-a-tete, and a lifetime access to a dedicated community of peers that are always there to answer questions, to explore new ideas, to go deeper into certain topics. Oh, and by the way, you get access to me for the whole time. Every day for 7 weeks, I'm going to be there to help you along the way. I'm going to be there to give you support. I'm going to be there to give you tips and tricks and to really just nourish this connection in any way that I possibly can. Look, Reconnect with the Plant Kingdom is the only course that I know of that uses science, spirituality, and the arts to reawaken your ability to receive, to discuss, to understand, and to integrate the wisdom of plant world in order to really create new models that are based on cooperation and mutual benefit. There are so many people out there connecting, and this is exactly what we need right now. But connecting in a way where it's mutually beneficial, connecting in a way where it's co-creation, now that's something that goes above and beyond anything else that's out there. If you watch all my videos, if you take my mini voyage, if you read all of the things that I write, you will begin a new relationship with the plants all by yourself. And without a doubt, you're going to get results. You're actually going to start this conversation, but it's going to be slow going. You can choose instead to build this relationship with plants under my guidance, alongside like-minded individuals who also want to really see results, who really want to take their connection to new levels. And you are going to get there faster than you ever thought possible. I am so confident about this. I am so sure of this that I give you a 14-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. Because for me, what's most important in this day and age, in this moment in history, is that you try, is that you get yourself out there, that you take the leap of faith, and that you put your faith into that of the plant world. Because I know it because I've experienced it myself, that it's going to completely change the way you interact with the world. This course is going to transform the way you experience life. It's going to give you access to knowledge and wisdom that's outside of the human thinking. But most importantly, it's also then going to give you a framework in which you can actually use it. It took me so much to start to understand the way plants really think. I started with plant intelligence, which kind of puts it into this whole scientific sort of way. I mixed in my spirituality, which gives me a bigger understanding of what the universe in general is looking at. But it was the pieces connected to the arts, to biomimicry, to biophilia, and to plant music that really allowed me to step outside of human logic and create a new interconnected logic, something that allows us to take our disciplines and studies that we know of and apply all of these pieces to a new way of thinking, a new cooperative model, which is exactly what this planet needs right now. Over the last 8 years, I have learned just so much about the lives of plants and their relationships with us, and their relationships with each other, their relationships with other beings, with insects and with microbes and all different aspects. And this knowledge has really taught me how to create a life of sustainable health and happiness. Honestly, I didn't really think that that was the goal. I was just fascinated by the way that they applied their logic. I was fascinated by the way that they solved problems, the amazing attributes that they have to be able to connect and to know exactly when they should take one choice or the other. But what I started to see as I started to apply their principles, as I started to look at them as models and mentors, was that I could use this as a blueprint to successful business. I could use it to overcome my own personal blocks. I could use the way that they operate in order to create a life that I had been trying to create for, well, pretty much all of my life. But more than that, when I started to go out and then collaborate with them, rather than just looking at them as models, but rather entering into their lives, I realized that together we could build things that no mere human could do alone. So we could sit there and have a conversation about how to apply some form of human, hybridized human plant thinking to an existing problem in order to find new solutions. And come on, let's be honest. Right now, don't we really need new solutions? I mean, the planet is spiraling out of control. Or better said, the planet is doing exactly what the planet is supposed to be doing in order to try to rein in control us humans. So we need a new logic, because human logic alone is not going to get us beyond the problems that we have today. Human logic alone is going to get us to extinction, because human logic alone is only going to take into consideration our needs. And we live in an ecosystem. We live in a planet that has a whole cities of continents, that has a whole cities of countries, that has a whole set of cities. We have all these different layers, and we are one piece of that layer. So we have to think in systemic change. And plants think in systems. They think in ecosystems. They think about how to create no waste environments. They think about how to create situations where everyone can really thrive. They use competition wisely. They encourage each other. They have all these different aspects. And these are the needs that we really have to answer right now. So I want to teach you all of this. I want to make it as easy as possible so that you don't have to spend years of trial and error like I did. So I want to take you through a really quick walk around of what are the 7 modules that make up Reconnect with the Plant Kingdom. I mean, this course has so many different aspects, and you're going to learn from each and every one of them. The first one is just, what is plant perception, right? How do plants perceive the world? How do they see it? What are their senses? How do they work with those senses? And so we want to give you an overall basis so that you have a strong foundation upon which you can build in this course and beyond. And then we're going to talk about life and death cycles, because really, death is probably one of those pieces that holds us back from really living. We're so afraid of things. We're so afraid of the death of things, which could be the death of a project, the death of a person, the death of an experience, an understanding, a belief system, that we no longer live it. We don't even know how to really be anymore. We have to always be doing, because we're always running around trying to avoid this whole topic. So I want to come into it straight away. Week 2, we're going to dive in and go deep into this conversation, because plants really show us the overall story, how we really go from just looking at one life to looking at our entire soul mission. And then we're going to talk about ecosystem relationships. So in week 3, we're going to step into the idea that we are never alone. Our bodies ourselves are made up of all these different organs and parts and, bacteria. And so we ourselves are a we. Each one of us is a we, and we live in a we. And that we is a part of an even bigger we. And so that ecosystem development, that systemic thinking, is one of the cornerstones for how we are going to change the modern paradigm into something new that can take us to a whole new level. We're also going to talk about what it means to be an interrelated individual. I know that for many of us, I mean, myself included, when I first started working with the plant world, the whole idea of I want to be an individual, I want to be independent. But we can only be independent up until our independence touches somebody else's. And let me say, that touches it really quickly. Heck, the air we breathe is connected to somebody else in some way, shape, or form. The structures that we live in, the places that we experience, these are all interrelated. And so therefore the plant world can really show us how you could thrive as an individual, how you can have your own color and bloom while still being a part of a greater ecosystem and really being a part of something that is connected in many different ways. And then we're going to talk about how we connect beyond distances. As we know, plants have the ability to really, through root system and chemical signatures and other ways that we're going to go into, have the ability to contact beyond the distances. And this allows us much more freedom to be, much more freedom to explore the world in a whole new way, because I know that I can connect from anywhere that I am. Now, week 6 is a big topic that we're going to break down into little pieces because it's all about food. It's all about food, and food when it comes to the plant world is about sacrifice. It's about ethics. It's about what is nourishment and what does that look like in a global sense. And it's about regeneration, the regeneration of the plant world as well as our regeneration. And this is a place where we really can co-create together, where we have the opportunity to change some really big paradigms in the way that we experience life and also death. So touching back onto week 2. The last week is all about healing and adapting to change. Our planet is changing at a rapid pace. Things that maybe took hundreds of years, if not thousands, are happening in the blink of an eye. And we need to be able to learn how to adapt to these constantly changing conditions, because that's what's going to get us through this extinction period. That is one of the main pieces that is going to help us understand our planet better and move and evolve with our planet instead of us trying to control everything. We need to heal old wounds. We need to let go of certain expectations, and we need to see that adaptation doesn't leave anything behind, but instead is the result, the evolutionary result of everything that we are. And because there's always more, as a bonus, I'm giving you 2 free months to my Naturally Conscious Leadership group. This is where the teachings will continue in monthly masterclasses and in group activities, where we're going to talk about how you practically apply all of this knowledge. So there's always a constant stream of people that you can interact with and work with. Now, if you resonate with me or any of my teachings, I want you to click on the link that's below right now and enroll. With your confirmation, you're going to receive an invitation to the private community only open to Reconnect with the Plant Kingdom Voyagers. This is the place where everything happens. A place just for us to discuss, a place where we can bring in all of our plant friends and where we can talk openly about our desires, about our wishes, and even honestly about our fears. Because right now we're in a fearful, uncertain time. And so we want to be able to have this conversation freely and openly. And that's my job. My job is to create this space for you. I want you to feel like no matter what you're going through, you can come and bring that into this space, or you can bring it directly to me and we can work through it. We're here, the plant world, myself, we're all here to work through this. Remember, there is a no questions asked 14-day money back guarantee on this. So if you're not happy or satisfied for any reason, all you have to do is just let me know and I'm going to refund your money. So you really have nothing to lose. So I just have one final question for you. Just one. Are you ready to join the voyage? See you on board. This is Tigri La Gardenia. See you at Reconnect with the Plant Kingdom.